Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back, y'all, with a brand new review for Married at First Sight, Season 16, Episode 10. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. Let me tell y'all something. Baby, let me tell y'all something. When I tell y'all I fell asleep at least twice, okay? So I don't know about no whole lot of detail. You know, I'ma still zhuzh it up. But Lifetime people, shout out to Funky Dineva, Lifetime people, y'all gonna have to get this together. This just don't make no sense, child. Why don't we take a little bit of a hiatus? Let's go back to the drawing board, okay? Before Married at First Sight even hit Lifetime. Let's go back to some seasons past. And then let's just try to revamp this thing. Because right now, I just don't know, honey. Let's get into it. Day 19 of marriage. So we see Nicole and Chris and his dog. We see Kirsten pretending to mop. Honey, I don't know what she's doing with that Swiffer. Gina and Clint being the ever consummate roommates. Jasmine and Eris. So child, he got the beer virus. She has to work, so he's fending for himself as he should. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. She said she's going to try to take care of him as much as she can because she does have to work. And he's on day 2 when he gives us this update. Gina and Clint. So he's Skyping with his mom. And so she's asking how things are going. And he's telling her, you know, it's cool. We have the cordial thing down packed, but I'm focusing more on getting deeper. And she's focusing more on her salon. So his mom said, well, I mean, it'll come. He said, did it come for you? Honey, I know that's right, child. Clint said, look, you're not about to play in my face, mama. Did it come for you, child? And so she started laughing. She was like, no, not really. Absolutely. So he asked her as a business owner, did she step away and make time for her significant other? And she did say yes. She said, but in the beginning, she was all about her business because she wanted to make sure that it was successful. So of course she was all about her business, but then you do need to have a work-life balance. So you have to kind of step away to make sure you're taking care of yourself as well. And you know what? I've learned that even with this YouTube. Because starting 2020, I was full speed ahead. I was like, gotta put out the review as soon as the show comes out. And I still do that. But now I don't feel as guilty if I don't post something on a Tuesday or if I don't post something on a Monday. I feel like, I mean, these are my people. They understand that I have a child, I have life. So things are going to be okay. Like, I don't have to work. Honey, I'm not Rihanna. Work. Honey, I gotta pace myself. So I totally understand what his mom was saying. And he did say speaking with her gave him a different perspective. I'm glad he talked to his mom and gained a bit of clarity. Nicole and Chris. So they're going to do a couples massage. And Chris said he did one about 8 years ago with a toxic ex. Chris always got a story about a toxic ex. I want to know his definition of toxic. Because sometimes I feel like Chris is not being 100% honest. Now, maybe that's just me, but it's always something. So I just really want to know, who are these exes? So they're getting this massage, and the people that are massaging them, they're asking about the wedding and their stress level. Let me just say this. I do not like talking during my massages. I would be livid, okay? I'm coming here to relax. Please let me relax. And I don't want to answer no questions, but I know we on a TV show, so let's get into it. So she's telling him about how at first she wasn't a big fan of physical touch. She doesn't like people really touching her, being in her space. But since being with him, she always wants to be near him. She always wants to touch him. Shaquille and Kirsten. She FaceTimed her friend Elise. Hey, girl. And so she's asking her, like, how are you enjoying it, girl? Like, how is it going? She was like, well, the honeymoon was good, but the highlight was moving in together. Really? Well, child, you did need somewhere to stay because that Airbnb. Kirsten, you stayed at an Airbnb, girl, and I ain't changing it. But anywho, she was just talking about how Shaquille needs to work on his schedule because she wants to spend more time together, but he wants to work all the time. And by the time that he gets home, she's asleep. Well, I mean, what you staying up for? To chit chat? What y'all having girl talk? Because you ain't kissing him. You ain't getting it popping. So what you... Okay, child. Anywho, her friends suggest that they find ways to be together, and Kirsten is hoping that his schedule doesn't change the dynamic of their relationship because she wants to be able to say yes on decision day. Quite frankly, I feel like Kirsten is just going through the motions at this point. She says what she thinks sounds good for fear of looking silly on television. Okay. And that is my honest opinion and my assessment of Kirsten. She seems like a nice lady. She's done nothing that makes me, want to go off on her or anything like that. But at the same time, girl, you're wasting time. And it really kind of upsets me because you are taking the place of someone who would probably really want to be involved in an experiment like this. Like, they have to stop casting for aesthetics. I think the casting department at Married at First Sight cast based on your looks. And if you can bring the drama. Like, it's ridiculous at this point. Moving forward. For me, Kirsten is a riddle wrapped in an enigma, honey. I don't know if she want him or not. I don't know if she want him near her or if she don't want him near her. I have never seen a person with such a personality or lack thereof. Jasmine and Aries. So, child, he giving us an update, right? He on day 4 of the beer virus. And she's taking care of him, making him homemade soup. And he's going to say that he rates her level of care a 7. Sir, you would hate me. Because I would have set you up with an Amazon care package to be delivered to your door in full PPE and talk to you when you got a negative PCR. Boy, if you don't go to hell, respectfully. Moving forward. Gina and Clint. So, baby, the salon is being showcased. Solus Salon. Shout out to Gina. So, she got the salon a cameo. Gina. Oh, my goodness. Clint stopped by and she's showing him around the salon. Her stylist is like, are you messy? I envision you being messy because you're a jokester. Jokesters are usually messy. Girl, what? Anywho, he's like, the salon is nice, but I mean, you have to enjoy life. And I just want her to enjoy it a little bit more. Gina don't look like she even doing nothing in this salon. Okay, she in the salon hiding from you, and she ain't fooling me. Chris and Nicole. So they're having date night and they go to this cool place for drinks. They start to talk and Chris tells her that he's proud to call her his wife. And she's like, yeah, we've never had the love conversation. And, I feel like it's the elephant in the room. No, it's not. It's been 19 days, 24 hours and 6 seconds. It is not the elephant in the room. Say, what, girl? She was like, I mean, I don't want you to be looking at me thinking, does she even like me? He's not thinking that. He's not. Okay. His dogs are in the apartment and everything. He's fine. He's not thinking whether or not you like him or not. She's like, I would feel better if we did have the conversation. Why, Nicole? It's not time for the love conversation. So in the confessional, she's like, yeah, we need to talk about it because, I feel like we're just going to say it when the time is right. But I feel like I want him to say it before I actually say it. Oh, my God. She wants him to say it first. He said in a past relationship, he said it before he was ready. And once you say it, you cannot take it back. You sure cannot, honey. Once it's out there, it's out there. So he basically told her, listen, I will tell you when the time is right, but now is not the time. And that's just that on that. Every season, there's one wife pressed about the love conversation. We need to get to other things before we get to the love. Y'all don't even know each other really. Like, girl, goodbye. I'm still waiting for your dog to have weekend visitation. And then we could talk about the love situation. I think Nicole thinks hearing I love you will make the marriage more real. Just take it easy, Nicole, and enjoy each other's company. It's going to come. Day 23 of marriage. It's time for the Married at First Sight homework with a dash of physical touch. So Clint and Gina, they're sitting there, they're holding hands, and they have a list of questions. So Clint asked her how she overcame something, and she said it's a mindset. She overcomes adversity by just shifting her thought process, especially after her childhood. But then for Clint, she asked the same question. Is there anything that he's overcome? And he said for him, he got a woman pregnant, but she had a miscarriage. It wasn't a relationship type thing. He was all ready to step up and be a dad. He was going to be there financially. And I could see Clint being a good dad. I really could. I could see him being a great dad. But he was saying that the stress of all that, he was physically affected by it. So he didn't answer how he overcame it, but he was telling her what happened to him in the moment. And she was really happy that he was able to be vulnerable. They love the word vulnerable, child. She was happy that he was able to be vulnerable with her and open up and tell her about something so sensitive and so close to him. I'm happy that the two of them are trying now and putting in a little bit of effort. Like, it may not end in marriage, but they can at least nod and smile when they see each other in the courtyard. You know, hey, Clint. Hey, Charlie used to be married to her. Don't worry about it. Kirsten and Shaquille. So she asked him if he's ever been in love before, and he said yes. She was like, well, how did you know you were in love? Like, are you still in love? He was like, dang, girl, let me answer it. He said, because somebody took the time for me. Like, growing up in a single parent household, my mom tried her best to show us love and let us know that we were loved. But as far as my dad was concerned, I never really received it. So I just went out into the world, you know, not really knowing what love felt like. And I like how I felt in that situation. I liked feeling loved. So she said she's been in love as well, but she got hurt and it made her kind of closed off. And she's like, I never just really told my ex how I felt. Well, honey, ain't this history repeating itself? Kirsten, you're going to have to open up just a little bit. See, you have to know what you're ready for. That's the thing. Me personally, I know after my last marriage, I am not ready for a person. I'm not ready for that. I'm still working on me. I'm still very closed off. I'm still very guarded. There are a lot of things that, you know, one red flag, honey, if you sneeze wrong, it's like, I'm good. Child, if you blink more than once in a minute, I'm like, no, almost all that blinking and thinking. Absolutely not. You thinking about how to cheat on me. But I know that those are things that I need to work on. So I feel like Kirsten signed up for this, but girl, you're not ready for this. You're just not ready. So he asked, what would make her fall in love? And she said quality time. He said for him, you know, it's just going to take some time. Why are y'all even talking about love, honey? The two of you shouldn't even be saying stuff that begins with an L. Love, laugh, live, nothing that begins with an L. Y'all are nowhere. Do you even like each other? That's the only L word you need to be talking. What would it take for you to like me? Kirsten, what would it take for you to actually like me? Because you don't like this man. Moving forward. I'm not understanding what's going on with the two of them. With this quality time, does it come with actual getting kissed or treated like y'all are a couple? Like, what is going on? On the other hand, he feels like he has to make himself happy by doing things for himself. He's like, listen, I know she want to spend time, but I also have to do things for me. I feel like Shaquille has checked out of this marriage. I told y'all a few reviews back that he look a little dead behind the eyes, child. It's just not the same. He knows Kirsten is playing with him. She is playing in his face. Eris and Jasmine. So, child, he's finally feeling better. Oh, Eris, our time apart was too short. I could have gone an entire episode without you, but you're here and here we are. So he said because she took care of him, he wants to help her bathe the dog. Okay, I don't have time for this. She was happy he did it because he's not a dog person. I mean, I guess it's a step, but honey, I wouldn't phone home about it. Nicole and Chris. So they're at home, and I guess Chris has a new haircut, honey, or he slicked his hair another way, honey. I don't know if he gelled his hair to the left and it used to be to the right. I think he got a haircut, but I wasn't really paying attention because like I told y'all, I went to go get a refreshing beverage, always Coca-Cola, because I was thirsty. Okay, and I was getting sleepy. So I had to wake myself up with a little bit of caffeine. Shout out to Coca-Cola. But anywho, I think he got a haircut. And he's like, you know, I want her to see a cool, sexy Chris. Okay, TLC, crazy, sexy, cool. Digging the scene, digging on you, digging on me. Baby, baby, ooh, baby, baby, baby. Shout out to TLC. So they sit down and he tells her that he wants to always look good for her. And he has some, you know, body image issues. And she was like, well, I mean, I have the same thing going on for me. And, you know, we're eating better, we're exercising, and I think you look amazing. I like you just as is. So I don't want you to feel like you need to pressure yourself to look anyway for me. So then Chris says, well, I did tell them something and I don't want you to see it on TV. I did say you were a little thicker than what I normally go for, but not in a bad way. Nicole, you better have that same outrage you had for Clint for Chris. What an unfortunate turn of events. First of all, let me get y'all together. There is nothing wrong with the term thick, okay? People are paying to get thick. So stop saying it like it's a derogatory thing. Thick is not bad. Now, if he would have said, I mean, you're a little bigger, like if he would have said it like that, then I would have been like, sir, if you don't go to hell respectfully. But I feel like, you know, him saying she's a little bit thicker, that's not that bad. He's like, I mean, you said you're a little thicker. She's like, it's not the same. It's not the same as when you say it. I know that's right. He's like, no, thick is good. It's like athletic. No, it's not. When it's athletic, you say athletic. When it's thick, you say thick. She thick with it. Okay? She's very athletic. That implies something else. Didn't Clint just get in trouble for this? Quit playing. Quit playing with me, Chris. Chris, you are putting your foot in your mouth. You and your silly little haircut leave a lot to be imagined yourself. But she accepts you. So why would you tear her down like this? You know she doesn't think the term thick is a term of endearment. And child, Chris got his nerve. Chris got a little something to him as well. She was like, well, I have body dysmorphia issues. And I just didn't expect to hear that. Y'all will be fine, child. Gina and Clint. So they're getting their Gilligan's Island on, honey. They're taking a 3-hour tour. Child, they are on the boat. He's playing the captain, not Ginger. No, I'm just kidding. I had to do it, child. I had to do it. So anywho, they're taking a 3-hour tour around the bay or whatnot. They're sailing the boat. And she asked when he started sailing. So he tells her he's been sailing since he was a kid. His dad did. You know, it's just in his family. And they're sailing and, you know, it's calm and whatnot. These two are really trying. I'm so impressed. I was really impressed, y'all. It's a far cry from a few weeks ago. I'm happy she took some time away from the salon to sail around with him and do something that he likes. And I feel like these two could actually be really good down the line if they wanted to be really good. If they tried. I don't know. Shaquille and Kirsten. So they're having his mentees over. The mentees arrive. Hey, y'all. Y'all, the way they got these men on this couch thigh to thigh is hilarious. Baby, these boys are on this couch thigh to thigh eating this pizza and pasta. Ooh, honey. When they came in, Kirsten was like, do you guys want something to eat? Are you hungry? And this is what I think when I saw her do that. This is like the second episode where I've seen her be hostess. I think Kirsten wants the illusion of marriage and she likes some parts of it, like the gatherings and being the host and, you know, having company over for dinner. But she doesn't want the intimate part. She doesn't want to interact with the actual spouse, but she does like some parts of being married. So they sit down. Kirsten starts asking them about Shaquille as a mentor. One of the guys was like, my biggest thing was hoping he didn't get somebody ugly, but you're beautiful. Like, who does your hair? Say what now? Anywho, child, okay. Anywho, one of them asked about him being set in his ways and what has he compromised or something like that after it's just been him. And he brings up a job opportunity that he got, but he turned it down because of Kirsten in his marriage. He was like, I didn't talk to her about it, but I did turn it down. And so in the confessional, she's like, I'm just hoping that he made that decision for him and not just me, because I want the best for both of us. Translation, I hope you didn't turn down that job thinking you're going to get a yes from me on decision day. Because, baby, you're going to be looking for me in the daytime with the flashlight. I'm going to be back over there in that Airbnb, getting my stuff out to take it to my real place. And me and you will not see each other after this. So I hope you didn't turn it down just for me. And also, for me, this is just another example of Shaquille making decisions without consulting his wife, the same way he did about the honeymoon delay. You have to talk to your wife about major decisions that you are making. Like, I just feel like he just does whatever he wants to do, and then he puts it under the guise of, well, it's for work. I was doing it and it has to do with work. No, we need to discuss these things. He needs to work on his communication as well. He's not perfect. I know we get on Kirsten a lot, but Shaquille got something to him as well. Moving forward. Jasmine and Eris. So they're sitting down, they're talking. He's asking her, how many times you been in love? Like 5? She was like, why would you say 5? He said, because you say you fall easy. She said, no, it's only been 3. So he was asking her if falling in love was scary. She said, of course it is. He said, I almost fell in love, but then, she quickly dismissed him, as she should have. From there, anytime he felt that he was getting too close, he kind of backed off of the relationship. So Jasmine was like, yeah, I'm a hopeless romantic, and I feel like I'm going to get there regardless. I'm going to find my forever love. So he asked her if she's in love in the marriage. She's like, do I want to eventually be in love? Yeah. Am I? No. I told you I need more of an emotional connection. He want her to be in love with him so bad. He constantly needs his ego stroked. The only reason why you want her to be in love is so you can say, she already in love in the marriage and I'm just not there. Get a grip. Okay? Get over yourself. And why would she be in love when you treat her like she repulses you? You're a 12 in her eyes, but remember, she's a 4. Eris, goodbye. Moving forward. Kirsten and Shaq. So they're out looking for plants, and I don't know what's going on. He's giving this speech about how the plant symbolizes their growth. She's not your mentee. She's your wife. That's another thing, too. Shaq is not a casual speaker. He doesn't know how to have casual conversation. Everything is a teachable moment. Sir, I don't want to look for these damn plants, and I don't want you to tell me why the cage bird sings. I just don't want it. Okay? I just don't want it. She's like, I'm just learning so much. He's really into this plant life. Fade to black, honey. Y'all fade to black and come back next episode, child. This is a fool, honey. She is not into him or his green thumb. Okay, y'all not about to play with me. She's like, maybe we can bond over this plant thing, and it's like we're nurturing our marriage. No, you're nurturing this plant, and then you're going to be fighting over it after decision day. Who gets the plant? It's probably going to be Shaq, because Kirsten looks like she can't keep things alive for long. Honey, this is the most stale couple that I've seen in a while. Jasmine and Eris. Baby, this right here was a fool. So he got his liquor after he done got over the beer virus. Sir, didn't you get enough alcohol? So he's leaned back in the chair, linked back. And so they're going to play Never Have I Ever. He's like, I want to get to know a little bit more about my wife, aka her freak number. And he ain't fooling me. So he said, never have I ever kissed the same sex. She said, no. He's like, what? You've never kissed a girl? Oh, you need to try life again. Sir, shut up. That is so juvenile. The next question was, never have I ever had sex with other people watching. So he didn't take a drink. She said, you've never had a threesome? He gonna say, it was more like an orgy. Sir, why are you so overtly sexual? I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it, not one bit. A person who's had an orgy is down for whatever, which means you could have sex with Jasmine, no matter if you were attracted to her or not. I'm not buying it, honey. Give me a break. So then the next one was, never have I ever had a one-night stand. Jasmine said no. So then he took a drink. He's like, you need to get this out of your system before you get married. You're supposed to get these things out of your system. So then he asked her if she's ever cheated in a relationship. And she's like, no. So then he gonna say, you ain't never cheated? So he basically called her boring because she's not a cheating skank like he is. Eris is the epitome of slime. He needs to get off my screen. He really does need to get off my screen. She's like, I'm boring because I've never cheated or kissed a girl. Like, really? He's like, yeah, all of those things sound fun. No, actually, they don't. It sounds like a trip down to the gynecologist to me. And truth be told, he's probably saying all that to turn her off, because he knows that she's not into all that, all out loud, talking about it and all that. He's doing that to make sure that she doesn't like him. Charlotte's definitely working with me because I can't stand to look at his flat head. Okay. Shaquille and Kirsten. So he comes home to Kirsten. She has a robe. She's like, I love to cater to Shaq. Let me cater to you. Okay, Beyonce. So she's like, I want to take things to the next level. Now, I knew when I saw this on the preview, Kirsten's next level is not everybody in the real world's next level. Honey, I knew it wasn't. So she blindfolds him and starts rubbing his back with this massage thing. And she puts on these blindfolds. They sit down to talk. And she's like, this is the best spa day at home ever. I don't even see no Epsom salt. Girl, where the bubbles? Like, it. Okay. So they sit down. They got their feet in this water. And they have their blindfolds on. So she's like, is there anything I need to know about you that I don't already know? So he talked about his insecurities that he had growing up. So he's like, what about you? And she said, well, I just want you to know that you're an amazing man. So then he asked her, well, what don't I know about you that you think I should? She was like, ooh, it's a lot. He's like, okay, well, what is it? I like to be quiet. He's like, no, what don't I know? Like, I know that you like to be quiet. Like, what don't I know about you? She's like, I don't know what more I can share. Like, it's really nothing else. Like, nothing else I could think of. Talking to Kirsten is like pulling teeth. I'm sorry. She's so pretty and just so empty, honey. I just, please take off those blindfolds and stop playing with all this home medic stuff. This is, it just don't make no sense. He's trying to figure out how he can break down those walls because decision day will come and he's not confident that he's going to say yes. Kirsten, listen, I know you ain't saying this was you taking it to the next level. Let that guard down. Stop worrying about what people may think of you when they see this show. Who cares? Let them judge. They're going to judge you either way it go. They're judging you now and they're going to judge you later. So don't worry about it. Like, you got to open up just a little bit. Gina and Clint. So they're going to see the bull riders. Honey, this is kind of giving me the rodeo here in Houston, honey. I love a good rodeo day. Shout out to the rodeo. And speaking of, our rodeo is here right now. Child, that's a good old time, honey. If you are ever in Houston, the livestock show and rodeo and baby, our concerts, and it's just everything. It's just something that you have to experience. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not for everybody, but I love the rodeo. I do. So this was everything to me. These two going out on these dates, they're getting major points from me this episode. They are actually out experiencing things so they can connect. Like not wearing blindfolds and still can't open up. Not talking about G's, okay? And other sexual partners and things that they've been a part of, knowing that they ain't been a part of nothing. Child, it's been you, yourself, and you all this time, and you are with Jasmine, and that's just that on that. They are actually engaging with each other. The fact that they're dating is a huge step. And like I said, it may not turn into marriage, but at least they're trying, and they could be really good friends after this. They really could be, and it's a story to tell. And that was the end of the episode. Y'all see? I don't think I have had a Married at First Sight episode in under 45 minutes in the 4 seasons that I have been reviewing this show. I just don't know what to tell y'all, honey. I just really don't know what to tell y'all. Anywho, I'll catch y'all next week. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.